Good evening. A father from Nottinghamshire is calling for a change in the law after finding out he wasn't entitled to parental leave when his wife died during the birth of their son. Aaron Horsey says the shocking discovery only added to the devastation of his loss.
Mr Horsey has met with a government minister to discuss the issue after his local MP raised it with the Prime Minister. Our correspondent Peter Bean reports.
Aaron Horsey loves his new role as a parent, but it's one he never imagined he'd have to do alone. His son Tim was born at the Royal Derby Hospital in January. In giving birth, though, Aaron's wife Bernadette died. Already pained with grief, Aaron then found out he wasn't legally entitled to shared parental leave to look after his baby boy.
In the immediate aftermath of having lost Bernadette, I was quite surprised that there was not actually anything to replace that leave in the case of bereavement either. So it was quite not the best time to be finding that out just after having lost your wife and gained a lovely baby.
Come on then.
Aaron couldn't take leave because of the time he'd been in his current job. His employer's hands were tied. As things stand, to be eligible, a father has to have been in the same place of work for 26 weeks, when the due date is still 15 weeks away. Under current legislation, there's no flexibility if the mother dies in childbirth. Aaron, who's from Beeston in Nottinghamshire, is now campaigning to have the law amended.
This should be the last thing anyone's worrying about, is actually being able to take the time to look after a newborn baby. Aaron.
Taking up Aaron's case is his local MP, Darren Henry. He recently raised it in Parliament.
Would the Prime Minister ensure that both my constituent and I can meet with the relevant minister to make sure that we move towards a future where parents are not in this position?
Prime Minister. Well, I know the whole House will join me in extending our condolences to Aaron following the tragic loss of his wife, and I thank my honourable friend for raising this issue.
And last week, Aaron and Mr Henry got that meeting with the government minister, paving the way for a new bill to go before MPs.
It's a first step on our journey. We won't stop till we, achieve what we aim to achieve here. It, speaks volumes of Aaron, who this won't help now, but this is to make the change so somebody in his situation doesn't fall through the gap.
Aaron says his employers have done everything they can to support him. With the help of grandparents and a local nursery, he's managing to juggle working life and fatherhood.
Challenging but ever so rewarding journey, really. Even a baby so chilled as Tim can have his moments, but in general it's so nice just to get a little glance like that or a smile makes it all worth it.
It's 10 months now since Bernadette died. She was someone, says Aaron, who was driven to make life better for people. He hopes she'll be proud of him for trying to do the same. Peter Bean, ITV News, Beeston.
Well, clearly it's been a really tough time. At least young Tim looks fit and healthy. Let's cross to our political correspondent, Alison Mackenzie. Alison, what is the likelihood of any change in the law to help people like Aaron?
Well, Aaron and his MP are hopeful of a change, but any such change is very slow and a very involved process. The difficulty is what constitutes a tragedy or an emergency that will allow any parent to override the existing criteria, the eligibility for parental leave, which at the moment stands 26 weeks for mother and father of continuous employment before they are allowed to then claim. Of course, the government pays back the employer the money spent on parental leave. How can you suddenly change that to take account of a tragedy or domestic situation? I spoke to Aaron, who gave the example of maybe both parents killed in a car crash, maybe a relative wants to step in, but if they don't have the 26 weeks of continuous employment, will they be eligible to claim any benefits? So it's a complicated situation, but they're determined to make a change.
And Alison, what is the government saying officially on this?
Well, yes, it's covered by the BEIS Department, Business, Energy and Industrial Strategy. They've released a statement to me, and they say they acknowledge it's a challenging situation when suddenly a parent dies. They say we encourage employers to respond sensitively and compassionately to requests for time off in such circumstances. They add, as set out in the 2019 manifesto, we are committed to ensuring parental leave is fair and works for parents, and to make it easier for fathers to take parental leave. But Aaron would say tonight it's all about protecting a baby who's suddenly exposed with parents needed very urgently.
Absolutely. Alison, thank you very much. Let's get some news in brief.